For the backup camera install, the easiest way to get at this area here to put the camera in and put a nut on the other side is to take out the driver's side tail light. And there's enough space there you can reach all the way down to affix a nut and fish wiring through. I'm going to use a wireless backup camera system because it seems like a nightmare to string all this stuff up to the front on this convertible. The backup camera I chose is the Coolint CT107B. This camera is a Chinese Amazon special and is probably sold under several names for about $37 Canadian. The kit I got had power and video cables, angle adjustment wedges, adhesive gasket, a nut and washer, and a handy small trim panel remover. But the most important feature from an installation standpoint is the camera wiring, which is only 5 millimeters in diameter and a lot easier to make holes for than one with a 12 millimeter RCA plug attached. Depending on the model year of your Mustang, you may be able to install the camera through a license plate light grommet, but on the 2011 you'll have to drill a hole in the underside of the bumper cover to install a camera like this. I always mask the area off to reduce the chances of damaging something with the drill and to make it easier to mark the drill point. Then I drill a 1/8 inch pilot hole before drilling the full-sized hole. Taking your time with these steps pays dividends in the quality of the install. The blue wire on the taillight housing harness is for the backup lights. Other model years may use a different color scheme, so you should confirm this wire with a multimeter or test light before splicing it. I used a solder seal connector to splice a power feed from the backup light circuit to run the camera and wireless video transmitter. After physically mounting the camera, I fed the wiring through a hole that I punched in the taillight wiring grommet and ran all the wiring along the back of the trunk to the transmitter location where the license plate light wiring comes into the trunk area. I used a Cameco 2.4 GHz wireless video transmitter receiver pair. This is another Chinese Amazon special which is sold under various names for around $23 Canadian. I've used these systems successfully in a few applications, and although they sometimes have artifacting or interference, they're easy to install and generally work fine to get an image from a backup camera to a display in the cab. I mounted the transmitter where the license plate light harness comes into the trunk behind the rear plastic trim panel and mounted the receiver in the console opposite the e-brake mechanism. This reduces the distance between the transmitter and receiver and reduces the amount of stuff that can interfere with the reception in the cab. You will need either a video extension cable or a female-to-female RCA gender bender to extend the video wiring from the head unit to the console area, as the video patch cable that comes with the camera is not sufficient for this by itself. The rear camera system looks perfectly in place on the car, like a stock camera system would, and it worked right out of the box with the JVC head unit. It provides a generally stable, clear image behind the car, and it's a simple and useful upgrade for a Mustang like this, which was not equipped with a backup camera from the factory.